Hello everyone. I really like this headline from Politico. Very descriptive, because that's pretty much exactly what's happening. So what is this all about? Remember we had this conversation about maybe using the interest of the frozen Russian assets to aid Ukraine. So it wouldn't be the money coming from European taxpayers. It wouldn't be anything that would anyway take away from their existing governments and their function and their programs, etc. It would be the money from the frozen Russian assets. Easier said than done. It was a great idea. However, for some unknown reason, even as bits and pieces of Russian rockets and drones start crossing into the EU territory, no conclusive actions have been taken yet on this subject. And I don't get it. Like, again, I want to remind everybody of what happened to World War II, and the only reason we won World War II is because everybody pulled their shit together and stopped asking, is it okay to fire into Germany, or is it okay to use frozen German assets to aid the Allies? So I don't know what the problem is here. Read the history, people. Let's talk about this. So I've never made it a secret that I don't like Zelensky. When he did something I thought was worth agreeing with, I agreed with him. This is the part where I don't agree. He has this nasty habit of, instead of analyzing reasons for issues, for example, military losses, etc., he just fires people and then replaces them with people and hopes that's going to fix it all. Well, the problem is that, for example, when it comes to air defenses, which we do have a problem with in Ukraine, the guy he had just appointed had never had anything to do with air defenses, like, ever. He's completely unqualified. So why the fuck was he appointed? For that matter, why was the previous guy fired? He's working with, like, whatever he has to work with. So meanwhile, what's happening is we had a drone attack on Kiev. We talked about Poland scrambling its aircraft again, because there was some long-range activity by Russia's air forces. And there was the attack in Poltava. We're going to talk about this. That's another big issue. And this is what I was talking about, the bit that I have highlighted there, said that changes will strengthen the government. His previous changes didn't strengthen the government. So what exactly makes him think that these changes, these ones, these specific ones, are going to fix everything and strengthen the government? I'm like, dude, use your freaking head. Stop playing friends. Stop appointing your TV buddies. Find the best qualified people. It doesn't matter if they're more popular with the people than you are. This is not high school. This is not a popularity contest. Do your freaking job. Defend your country. You're the commander-in-chief. So, Poltava. Okay. I want to emphasize that I am not by any means condoning Russia's hit against the military academy in Poltava. Okay? I'm not saying they should be shooting at Ukraine. I've been saying that for a long time. It doesn't matter what they hit. They shouldn't be hitting us in the first place. However, I feel the fact that the strike was as deadly as it turned out to be is not entirely, but to the large degree, the fault of Ukrainian military. Allow me to explain. So the city of Poltava, if you pull it up on the map, is located very close to the border, right? So it would be a natural target for Russians because, as we said before, what they're doing is using their border regions to launch shit into Ukraine, right? So one would think logically that is what would happen. Now, They have this major military installation there, which is a legit military target. We couldn't complain here that it was a kindergarten or a hospital or, you know, a school or whatever. This was a legitimate military target, a military academy. And yet, we're in a state of war for how many years? And they're conducting military exercises outside in the open. What the hell? This is why it was as deadly as it was. Because those missiles struck smack dab, literally, in the middle of a military exercise where all of the recruits, all of the cadets were lined up in nice, neat little rows. Perfect target. What the fuck are you doing, people in Poltava? You're military. You have no excuses to make that kind of mistake. If you have to conduct military exercises, do them underground. Remove all traces of where you are. Don't expose your people like that. This is not a freaking game. Because, all the more surprising, Ukraine does this all the time. Ukraine had very successfully pounded Russian troops at Russian military bases, exactly doing the same thing, doing the military exercises, marching, lining up, whatever. So what made you think that Russians wouldn't do the same thing eventually? Again, use your freaking head. It's not all bad news. In addition to giving the Russians a very nasty scare, which is always a good idea, the foray into the Kursk region had a very specific military purpose. They were able to capture some important papers, plans, etc. There is no need to explain why information is a very prized possession in any war, and this war is no exception. So the fact that in addition to, like I said, all of the psychological effects, etc., it is good to know that Ukrainian soldiers coming back from the Kursk region are bringing something with them that could be of use to Ukrainian military command. Well done there. They took a huge risk. They moved with incredible speed. And, you know, had anything happened, they would have had to think on their feet. So, well done, folks.